The war room wasn't used to silence yet for a moment. It hung heavy in the air. A new face had just walked in. A woman in crisp navy blues, a folder tucked under her arm, eyes sharp enough to slice through the static tension that filled the room. Every seat was occupied by hardened Navy SEALsmen who had seen every kind of chaos. But this was different. This was disbelief. Lieutenant Commander Briggs leaned back in his chair, smirking. Did someone get lost on their way to admin? His words drew a low chuckle from the men around him. What's your rank, ma'am? He added, half a joke, half a challenge. She didn't answer right away, met his gaze with unnerving calm. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Captain Elise Rowan. She had seen the aftermath of battles that never made the news. Stood in rooms where silence meant more than orders. But she had also learned one truth. The hard way respect wasn't given in this world. She placed the black folder on the table, its edges worn. Its cover stamped with 3 words that changed the air instantly. Classified red. The laughter died as if someone had cut the power. Sir, she said, her tone even, these are your new operational directives. Clearance level Omega. Captain Halvorsen, the man at the head of the table, stiffened. Omega. I hadn't heard that word in years. Omega meant the highest level of secrecy, so classified that even commanding officers weren't. T briefed until moments before execution. Rowan slid the folder open. Inside was a single document, red stamped and sealed. She looked at the teammen who thought they'd seen everything and said quietly, What you're about to hear doesn't leave this room. A flicker of curiosity replaced their doubt. Operation Cerberus, she began, isn't a training simulation. It's a recovery mission off the grid, off the record, and beyond the border. She pointed to the satellite image displayed behind her. A U.S. recon vessel went dark 72 hours ago in the Baltic. Intelligence confirms it was carrying a new encryption module. If it's compromised, so is every fleet we have. The room shifted. Boots scraped the floor. Men leaned forward. The air thickened with adrenaline. Briggs folded his arms, still clinging to his arrogance. So we're babysitting code? Her eyes flicked toward him. You'll be retrieving 2 things, Commander. The module and the agent who died protecting it. That silenced him. The captain continued, her words slow and deliberate. I was that agent's handler. And I'm leading this mission because I know what he died for. There it was. It's truth that cut through every pretense in the room. Halvorsen studied her for a long moment, then gave a single nod. Proceed. She began outlining the plan. Insertion, retrieval, extraction. Every detail precise. Every risk measured. Her voice carried authority that didn't need to shout. The men listened, now every word landing heavier than the last. But beneath her calm exterior, Elise fought her own storm. She could still see the agent's face, the one who never made it back. The one who trusted her when no one else did. This mission wasn't about redemption. It was about closure. When the briefing ended, Halvorsen stood. Captain Rowan, he said, will have full operational command. A collective stillness followed. The men exchanged looks. Briggs' jaw tight, finally spoke. Ma'am, earlier I didn't mean. She stopped him with a quiet shake of her head. Save it. Just don't underestimate someone again because you don't recognize their strength. The war room fell back into motion. Papers shuffled, weapons were checked, gears turned. Hours later, in the cold blackness of the sea, the mission began. Their boat cut through the waves like a blade. Rowan stood at the helm, scanning the horizon. Rain battered her face, wind howled in her ears, but her focus never wavered. Contact in 5, a voice called over comes. Hold formation, she ordered, her tone steel and calm. Gunfire erupted from the fogs of dawn, sharp, brutal. The SEALs reacted instantly, returning fire, maneuvering like a machine of muscle and discipline. Rowan moved through the chaos with purpose, never frantic, never hesitant. She retrieved the module herself, securing it under heavy fire, dragging an injured man to cover before signaling the extraction. When it was over, they'd lost no one, not one. Back at the war room, drenched and exhausted, Briggs approached her. You saved my man, he said quietly. She met his eyes and replied, We saved each other. Then she placed the recovered module on the table, next to the now empty red folder. The seal that had once symbolized secrecy was broken. As the team dispersed, Halvorsen lingered. "Your orders were flawless, Captain. Command was right to send you." She nodded once. "I wasn't their first choice," she admitted. "But I was the one who didn't stop asking." And that was the truth of it. She hadn't been born into command. She'd fought for it one classified order, one impossible mission, one earned respect at a time. Because power isn't given, it's proven. Because strength isn't noise, it's presence. And because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. That night, as the storm cleared over the Atlantic, Captain Elise Rowan stood alone on deck, the recovered module beside her. Somewhere beneath those same clouds, another mission would soon begin, one she'd lead not for recognition, but for the promise she'd made to those who'd fallen before her. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Whispered Words, where true strength is silent, steady, and unforgettable. And tell me in the comments where you were watching from. I love hearing your story too.